Three hairdressers at a Birmingham hair salon have been arrested. According to the victim, she went to the salon that day for a haircut and had agreed on a price of $200 with the staff beforehand. However, after the service was completed and she paid the agreed amount, the staff suddenly changed their minds and demanded an additional $50. When I refused and tried to leave, things completely spiraled out of control, Jessica recalled. They not only blocked me, but one of them even went straight to the door.
Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. How you guys doing? I hope you guys had a good holiday, a good Thanksgiving. I hope everything was restful. I hope you're having good vibes. I hope that it was relaxed. I hope all the good things for you. I had a very good Thanksgiving. I got to share it with family and friends. We ate real good, you know, we chit-chatted, reminisced, and all the good things. So I hope that for you too. I am going to be trying to get out more videos to you guys. I am trying to get into the comments as much as I can. I can't really get to it because it is a very, very busy season in my life. But I do see all the comments and I appreciate all of you. But yeah, I'm not going to do too much talking. I'm going to try, like I said, put out a little bit more videos. And for me to do that, I need to hush. But this is me talking. This video is going to be a little more of me talking, but not so much just kind of chit-chatting. How I started, well, how I even got into this video was I was just scrolling on something else. It didn't have anything to do with TikTok. I think it was like scrolling through like the news network or something that I was scrolling through, like one of them sidebars that comes up on your computer. And I saw this on the grill and I remembered that I need to go back to it. Didn't have a chance to go back to it. But as I was scrolling for another video, I said, dang, that's right. I need to get back to this video. But y'all know we always talk about the African braiding shops and things that happen there. And I try not to be that one that says ban all African braiding shops. I even did a video on that, lost a couple of subscribers because I did not agree with banning people or a group of people as a whole. But it's like, it's all right. That's just how I feel. I do agree, however, on not shopping or purchasing or, you know, just not supporting businesses that don't support you, right? I don't agree with any braider. I don't care what the nation is. If they're not being respectful, they're not understanding that you're spending your money, if they're not providing good customer service, if they don't respect you, period, right? So with this being said, I remember coming across an article that said that 3 girls got arrested because they kidnapped their client. So I was like, what? It's me thinking that they went to the girl house and kidnapped her up out of her house and did something to her, but that's not even what happened. What happened was apparently, and I have another video that's kind of going to explain it. I know the clip before kind of explained it, but I'm going to get more into kind of what happened with one of these creators. They're going to explain to us a little bit better what happened because I still didn't get a chance to really pay attention to it. You know, I watched the videos with you guys, so we're going to get into it together. But from my understanding, this young lady went to go get her hair braided. They had agreed on a price beforehand, like $200. They finished her hair and decided to charge her more. She's like, she's not going to pay it. They said, oh, yes, you are. Locked the door and decided that they were going to put hands on her. Now, I don't know if they fought her because I couldn't find the original video. I do know that they were pulling her hair. Now, if you've ever had your hair braided, and from my understanding, if you ever had the Africans braid your hair, it is super tight. So for somebody to even try to touch a braid, much as grab you, yeah, they need to go to jail. So we're going to watch the video that kind of explains, like a news report, and it kind of explains, I guess, the aftermath. And from my understanding, this video is right before they got arrested, but we're going to watch it anyway. And if you know more about the story, be sure to comment it below. But yeah, let's get into the video and then we'll discuss.
Let my hair go.
She says she walked into Mama Gifted Hands expecting a quick appointment and walked out shaken, confused, missing a piece of her hair and holding a video she'd never dreamed she'd need to record.
I looked in the mirror, I loved my hair, and I went in my purse, I grabbed the $200 in cash and I gave it to the braider. She started speaking in their language, which I don't know what ethnicity they are, but she went over to the owner, which they refer to as Mama, and she gave her the money, and then she hopped up and she was like, no, this is $200.
Odom says everything started normally. A few texts, a clear plan, and a $200 agreed upon price.
Let my hair go!
We cannot leave you because
I'm finna sue you, bro. I'm finna sue you.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot you too.
I said sue!
But once the stylist was finished, she says the tone shifted. Odom says suddenly the stylist demanded more money, and that's when everything changed.
She told me to just give her $30 and I could leave, or if not, go sit in the chair and we'll cut the hair out. I said, you're not cutting my hair out. and I'm not giving you anything extra. I paid you your $200. I'm leaving. She was like, no, you're not leaving. So she turns and she locks the door.
She says she spent nearly an hour struggling with 3 women, calling police as she tried to get out.
Hey, record me. I know. I said, if you can say.
We went to the salon for their side of things. They declined to comment. Birmingham police say they're aware of the video and detectives are reviewing the case.
Charges will be pressed, and I am filing a lawsuit.
And Odom says once police got there, they did tell the women in the shop that they had assaulted and kidnapped her, but right now, no one has been arrested. So far, the video that's gone viral on TikTok has well over 1 million views.
Now, see, like I said, I didn't see the video, but I can just imagine. I can just imagine the videos. We've seen enough videos to even understand what probably happened and what transpired, because I hate, and I'm not going to defend anybody. I always hate to say that, certain cultures have a certain way of treating people and they think that it's okay. For example, in my culture, and if y'all know, y'all can put it in the comments, they are known to have really, really good food if the people rude to you. If you go into one of these restaurants and people are like rude to you, you know you get some good food. But if they all nice and stuff, girl, you might have to second guess it. And that shouldn't even be the case, but it is, And at the same time, is it right? No, but you shouldn't have to accept subpar service and disrespect and just rude people and people that's going to overcharge you, no matter what the culture is. If I'm sitting and I'm spending my money with you, I should not be uncomfortable. I should not be ready to jump at any moment's notice because I don't know how you're going to treat me. And that's one of the reasons why I don't go to the shops. I don't go to the salons. Even though we own a salon, I don't go. And what it is, because in this place, I'm assuming they have employees. We don't have employees. We have independent contractors that just come rent a booth. So they could deal with things however they want to. We try to keep everything even tone, but their clients are used to them and they talk to each other like garbage. I don't understand that because that's not how I treat my clients. And that's why I keep everything here at home and don't go to the shop if I don't have to, because I don't understand that culture. Now, I don't know if it has something to do with this generation. And I can't even say that because the people that's braiding the hair is usually aunties, right? So it's more of a cultural thing. However, we've allowed it. And while I do not agree with banning any particular culture based on the services or based on how they treat people, yeah, I don't. It's not the culture. It's the individual. I don't agree with banning like the whole culture because I want to make sure I wasn't veering off to the left. But I don't agree with banning a culture or boycotting a culture based on services that are one-off services. What I do agree with is banning or boycotting or whatever y'all call it right now. I don't even know what y'all call it. When you decide that you're not going to the people, right? I do agree not going to a person or a specific shop or a specific area that's known for bad service, right? Why go to that? We don't have a lot of African braid shops here that I know of because I get my hair braided, but I haven't heard of a lot. So I don't know what the experience is like. But if you feel like, okay, I'm providing a service and this is how much I charge, you have to stick to that. Not because you decided I spend an extra hour on your hair, I need to charge you extra based on my time. Not unless that's how you're charging, right? So all of that is just messy and it's asking for trouble. And I'm glad to see that people are finally going to jail based on that. And yes, I would sue them even if I didn't get my money because, more likely I ain't gonna get no money. But I would still sue them because I need to make an example of you. So if I need to own your shop, then that's what needs to happen. So maybe I can own the shop and show you what a real shop needs to be like. But I just don't understand it. Like, I really don't understand it. I don't understand why and how we have come to a place where being mistreated is the norm. So I told you I was not going to try to talk too long, but still I couldn't avoid just saying it because it's ridiculous. So we're going to listen to a creator that kind of explains and breaks down what happened, the situation a little bit better. than I can, because like I said, I didn't really pay attention to what happened. So let's kind of see what happened.
I see that video of that lady in Birmingham, Alabama. She in the African braiding shop. She done sat down to get these braids done. They told her it was going to be $200. You know when you get there, they be trying to scheme. So they tried to put a little extra 50 on top of her 200. Talking about, oh, we put this extra different kind of hair in your head, so it's going to be an upcharge or something to that effect. Of course, they having words back and forth because, no, I agreed to pay 200 and the Africans is like, no, you're going to pay 250. By the time this lady start recording the video, the Africans got her hair wrapped up in a ball like they finna start going to work on her. What is happening? Now, if you ain't never got your hair braided, basically, if you're not black, that is so tight on your head. Like, I'm not even joking. It's not even first date. That's not even a couple of hours. That is 5 minutes from getting out the African chair. First of all, fresh braids are going to be tight. They're kind of going to hurt anyway. But when you get your hair done by the Africans, they got that African grip. Like, I don't know what else to call it other than African grip. They really be pulling your hair. They quite literally, I'm trying to make you understand, they be pulling the follicles up out of your head. So for them to have her freshly braided hair in their hands and they pulling it, oh my God. This is a reason to boycott, because that right there was crazy. Now, the restraint that lady had, maybe because she was by herself and, it'd be like 5 or 10 Africans in that shop. Or maybe she wanted to just, record and get a payday. Or maybe she just, a kind person. Maybe she, don't do confrontation. She didn't know what to do. But I guarantee you this, them Africans knew who to try. They knew exactly who to play with. Because if they would have tried that on the right one, then they was in Birmingham, Alabama. Ooh wee. If you don't know nothing about Birmingham, Alabama, let me tell you, Birmingham, Alabama is the home of First 48. I know every city, state, I swear to God, every city. Birmingham, Alabama, let me tell you, is the home of First 48. They'd have tried the right one on the right day in Birmingham. Baby, somebody would have came out that purse and really showed them. Anyway, I said all that to say, are we boycotting the Africans now? Especially y'all down there in Birmingham. What is y'all finna do? Y'all need to go down there to the African shop, get some straightening about that girl, because her head, I think they pulled some braids out of her hair too, actually. Did y'all see the video? Please get in the comments. Let me know your thoughts.
Did y'all see the video? Because I couldn't find the video, but I'm all for shutting them down. Y'all need to call the health department, the state department. Y'all need to call business and regulations. Y'all need to call everybody. They need to be shut down. They really do. And I don't even know their situation. And I don't ever want anybody to lose the way they feed their family. However, y'all had no regard for this lady, and y'all really put y'all hands on somebody behind $50. Yeah, y'all deserve every bit of whatever happens based on that. And there's not even a reason for it. I didn't see the video, but thank God she recorded it, because it would have been her word against theirs. But as I was looking for that video, I ran across another video that was a little more recent. I'm assuming it's a little more recent. Listen, I couldn't tell the timestamp on it, but it came up right after the video that I had just played for you guys. And I saw the lady crying. Now, I did not watch the video, so I don't know what she's crying about, but I do know it's African braid shop. She upset, and she's telling the story. And I hate that is like the norm for the African braid shops. Y'all gonna have to get together. Y'all gonna have to get together as a group, a collective, and have a discussion, a town hall meeting or something to discuss how y'all are gonna come back from all these allegations, because y'all not beating them. Y'all really not beating them. And I keep trying to defend the peoples, not necessarily them, but just the peoples in general, because I know we can do better. And I remember the lady that came up there when they were talking about boycotting African shops, up there crying, talking about she's thankful. She was apologizing for all her African brothers and sisters. But apparently y'all missed that. Y'all missed that. Y'all missed it. But let's watch this video, see what's going on with this young lady, and discuss at the end. So let's get into it.
I'm gonna try to get through this video without like crying a whole lot and to get to the point. So, disclosure, I look a hot mess because I went this morning to get my hair braided by an South African lady. So, in a nutshell, and just to put this out there, I try my best to never ever bash a business owner, because I'm a business owner. And so, I went, first of all, I scheduled my appointment. My appointment was at 8 a.m. So I left the house promptly to make sure that I could find the location of the building. Got there about 7:45. So 8:15, this lady's not even here. So I text her and say, hey, remember I got an appointment at 8 o'clock. She was like, okay, I'm 15 minutes away. So she didn't pull up to about 9. So I'm getting some feet in cornrows because I wear my hair in a pixie cut, and I know my hair is short on the side, and I know my hair is short in the back. So I get there, and as I'm there, she's prepping or whatever, and another girl calls, another one of her customers call and say, hey, I'm in the area. She was like, okay then, well, I'll let you in when you get to the door. So she goes to proceed to open the door for the girl. Her and the girl comes back. They all chatty. And I'm assuming that this is a regular customer. So the girl sits down. She speaks. Very nice girl. Very beautiful girl. So she's sitting down. She's dividing the hair up. And so she asked the girl, well, how did you find me? And I guess the girl said, well, I found you like on the internet. And then she asked me, she said, well, how did you find me? And I said, well, a friend of mine comes to you. And I just came as a refer because she's getting married. I want to get my hair braided for her wedding. But I wanted to also get some cornrows now because I start working out. And my hair just, it changes. So she was like, well, okay then. So she blow dries my hair hard. And anybody that ever gone to an African, in my experience, I'm going to say in my experience, I'm not going to say anybody, but in my experience, they're very rough handed. Like you almost got to say something. So she blow dries my hair a little bit. And I mean like rough. I'm talking about like really digging into my hair. So now she's doing individual braids, and she tell me, she said, well, I'm gonna do the individual braids in the back because your hair is so short and I don't want your cornrows to come up. Understand? She gets to the first one and she's running her mouth. So she's in between answering the phone, running her mouth with this girl, doing everything but focusing on my braid. So the first braid, extremely tight. So my hair is short. I'm holding on to the braid to keep the braid from pulling my hair. Y'all, so she said, is that too tight? I said, yeah, that's a little tight. She said, oh, well, your hair is so short, I almost can't. Like, pretty much saying that, like, it has to be tight because your hair is so short. And I said, okay then. All right, fine. So she do the first little row. She gets over here to the second row up from the very bottom. And she's doing like individual braids again. So by this time, she asked me, she said something like, are you okay? Her and the girl still talking. She said, are you okay? And I said, yeah, I'm praying through it. And y'all, by this time, she was like, what do you mean? And I'm like, it's still tight. So she was like, well, let me shift your hair. So I don't know what shifting is. Somebody educate me on what shifting is. But anyway, it felt like she was twisting my braids. Now, my braids are already tight. What are you twisting for? So I told her, I said, no, you're not going to twist on my hair. You're not going to break my hair. My hair is already short in the back. So by this time, y'all, my head is hurting. My hair is pulled tight in the back. And I'm in tears because now we're having like this conversation that is kind of getting real uncomfortable. Literally. And I'm telling her, well, ma'am, I wear my hair in a pixie cut. My hair, I'm trying to grow my hair. I understand what you have to do. And I'm not questioning your abilities, but I just want you to take just a little bit more care. She said, well, I've been braiding hair for over 20 years. And I said, well, I'm not questioning your skills. I'm just saying, I want you to be a little bit more considerate of me. So she was sitting here. She said, well, so, and I look at her and I'm like, well, so, and she said, well, I'm just going to take them down. And I said, well, that's fine. So she proceeded to cut my hair, cut the braids out. She take them down. And so I get up and I turn around and I ask her, well, how much do I owe you for your time? Because I'm sorry to waste your time just like you just waste my valuable time. You were already like an hour late. And now I'm leaving here with my hair looking worse than it did before I came. And she said, you don't owe me anything. So we get to the door. We walk out of her little area where she braids hair, and we get to the door, and I'm in tears, y'all, because like I'm embarrassed. Like we done did all this in front of your other customer, and like I feel like this big. And so we get to the door, and she was like, "What's going on with you? What? All these questions." And then she looks at me and she said, "You know something is wrong with you." And I look at her and I said, well, something is wrong with me. And I told her, I said, why would you say that to me? Like, I'm here to support you. I'm supporting you. Why would you tell somebody that? I told her to open this door and let me out of here. So I'm saying all of this to say to my black women, to any woman who care anything about your hair or your body or whatever, do not let anybody harm you or hurt you if it hurts or if it's uncomfortable. Do not do it. I'm sorry, but I'm just saying to my people, When you go in and you sitting in these people's chairs, you are due a respect and the decency to be able to say, hey, that's too tight. That hurts. Can you do, like, you're paying for that. So if you're paying for a service, you make sure that you're getting a top tier service because you deserve it. So if it's anything, I mean, I don't know. Throw the comments in below. And I just do want to end this on a positive note that I am so grateful to God that I got that experience early on, because I was going to get this lady to braid my hair before my friend's wedding. And I'm glad that I didn't go through this. So everything happens for a reason. But again, like I said, I just want to throw that out there because everybody is due to be treated with respect and decency despite of your race, your political background, your age, anything. Sexuality, you're supposed to be treated with respect, especially when you're paying your money. Y'all pray for me, because today this just ruined my whole day, and it's only like 10 o'clock in the morning.
That was hard to watch. That really was hard to watch. And I hate to bring things to you guys that are not, uplifting or anything like that, but it has to be said. She said it all. She literally said it all. You're spending your money. You should have a certain level of respect. If you're a braider, or if you're a nail tech, makeup artist, lash tech, any of those things, I understand that you know what you're doing. And I don't know if that's the attitude that people have. Everybody understands that you are good at your craft. You know what you're doing, and kudos to you. However, you have to adjust to certain people. There are people that, are sensitive, whether it be their nail beds, their hair, their scalp. I'm very tender-headed, so I know how it feels to, have things hurt and want to say something. I do my own hair and I be hurting myself. But we have to, as a person that's providing a service, as a stylist, as a beautician, as any of those things, you have to be able to adjust to the people. And that's why schooling is so important, I promise you, because it allows you to understand that a certain type of hair texture requires this type of care, all that stuff. So what you're used to doing may not be for everybody. And at the same time, sometimes you do have to say, you know what, I can't do you because, I might be a little too rough, but there's a certain level of care that comes with it. This lady's feelings are hurt. Forget her hair being hurt, her feelings are hurt. And I think that says more than anything else. Forget how good you were. Forget how you have to be mindful how you treat people, because you don't know what they're going through. So you could have had the best customer in the world just by taking the time to care about her situation. Yes, you are good at braiding hair, and you do this. Explain, talk it out. There's more to doing hair and providing services than the money, doing what you do, and then pushing people on. I had a customer come to me, and she my regular customer. Stop talking about she came to you, girl. She's my regular customer, and we chit chat. She from New York. She real, about it or whatever. But she came to me right after she had her hair braided for the very first time. She had never had her hair braided since like way back when, right? So she had had her hair braided, and she didn't know the experience of what to do. And of course, everything's through the booking side, but this particular situation was a referral situation. So she went to the girl to get her hair done. And, she texted the girl like, hey, I'm here. The girl don't text back. The girl was real rude when she did text back, like, hey, give me 5 minutes. You here early or whatever. And she was just trying to figure out which door to go to. Ended up finally figuring out where to go to, got to the girl's house, and, the girl opens the door. No, like, hey, how you doing? No, just nothing cordial, nothing, just, thank you for coming to me and patronizing me, none of that, just like basically you owe me for me doing your hair and you spending your money. So she says she sits down, the girl starts to do her hair. She's got the TV on something very specific, not something she wanted to watch, which is fine because that's your establishment. But she did not talk to her the whole time. My client, which is her client, had her computer or her laptop with her in order to get some work done while she's getting her hair braided. But the girl made it really difficult for her to get her, do her work with her. So she said, forget it, I can't do no work. But she said she felt so uncomfortable. She couldn't ask the girl, can we watch something else? even though the programmer was making her very uncomfortable. She could not say to her, can I get a little bit of work done? Nothing. She could not have a conversation with this girl. It was like 4 or 5 hours of just a tense situation. And she just felt so uncomfortable. When I tell you that my client is the best client, once you have her for life. She tips better than anybody I have ever met. And she's just a good person. She's very considerate. She'll text you on holidays, just out of the blue. Really good client. You have a client in her for life. But when you make people uncomfortable, you don't have any retention. So yes, you can go through all the new clients, but what happens when you don't have any more new clients? What happens when word of mouth is that you are not very nice? Now, the lady, like I said, referred her, but it's because her hair was nice. The girl did not tell her, you better be careful because this shit is crazy and rude. She didn't say that. But all that to say, you have to be careful how you're treating your clients. And as clients, if you don't feel comfortable in your situation, say something. You have to say something. I know that I'm one of them people that don't say anything when, I'm uncomfortable, but more than likely it's like one of those, chop shops that I don't plan on coming back to anyway. But if I really feel some type of way, I'm gonna say something. The only problem with me is I don't know when to stop. So once I say something, we gonna say a lot. So I try to, step back onto that. I'm one of the people that get angry and start to cry. Y'all know. But yeah, I mean, people are going to jail. Y'all going to jail. People are going to start suing y'all. People are going to start putting y'all business out there. So just be careful. Be careful. $50 is not worth an attitude. And just be mindful. Be very mindful of your clientele. We're all here to make money, yes, but at the same time, we're all here to provide a service, right? A good service, a good quality service. We're all here to grow our businesses. And as clients, we need to respect you guys more. And I'm gonna apologize like that lady did for all the beauticians in the world. I'm gonna apologize for all of them because honestly, a lot of these kids and hairdressers and braid shops, a lot of them people ain't licensed. They ain't went to school. They don't know anything about customer service. They have had no other experience other than maybe a negative experience that has made them basically traumatized. So they put that trauma on you, and it's not fair. It's not fair. Be sure to spend your money where you want to spend your money for real, for real. If you don't feel comfortable with them, make sure you put them on blast. Leave reviews. Get into Google and tell the people that you don't want to come to this person because this person is rude, treat you like all them things. And they deserve it. Let them argue with Google. Let them argue with Google, right? But yeah, y'all. I know I said I wasn't going to say too much, but this is something, I always struggle with as a service provider and as a client. And I don't think that anybody should be treated unfairly to the point where they're in tears or to the point where they got to call the police on people. So that's it, y'all. That's it. And that's all. You guys have a wonderful remaining week. And until the next video, as always, make sure you like and comment and share and all the things. And I'll see y'all in the next one, y'all. Bye. Bye, y'all.